Hey, welcome back to your Irish music class. Today we're going to be learning the song called P stands for Paddy. Now, this song was written in around 1820. The Great Famine was around then, a little bit later, 1845 to 1852, but there were some other food shortages before then called localized famines, and they did happen around 1822, so that would make sense that this song is probably talking about that. They were potato crop failures, blights like diseases brought onto plants that killed the whole crop, and so because the main food source in Ireland is and was potatoes, that proves to be a problem if that's most people's staple food. So this story is about an Irishman who leaves Ireland because of the crop failures, goes to America, United States of America, to hope to find a better future. And probably where he landed was the East Coast, as we know that that's where so many Irish immigrants are, especially in the New York area. This song goes like this. Da 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 da. So it's harder now. We'll go line by line. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. Let's add the words right away to hope that this goes easier. As I walked out one May morning to take a pleasant walk. As I walked out on a May morning to take a pleasant walk. As I walked out on a May morning to take a pleasant walk. As I walked out on a May morning to take a pleasant walk, I sat me down by an old stone wall for to hear two lovers talk. Or it could be, I sat me down by an old oak tree as well. There's different versions. So, I sat myself by an old oak tree for to hear two lovers talk. I sat me down by an old oak tree for to hear two lovers talk. I sat me down by an old oak tree for to hear two lovers talk. And that whole thing together goes, as I walked out on a May morning to take a pleasant walk, I sat me down by an old oak tree for to hear two lovers talk. And then the next part. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. And again, to hear what they might say, my dear. And the rhythm goes, to hear what they might say, my dear. And then it goes the next piece, for to hear what they might say, for to hear what they might say. And the next part, so that I might know a little more about love before I go away. So that I might know a little more about love before I go away. This part, again, with the singing in it. To hear what they might say, my dear, or to hear what they might say, so that I might know a little more about love before I go away. And then we have the chorus. So this one does have a chorus. Let's go from the beginning again. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. And these parts and the chorus are going to be repeating just different words. So now let's go to the chorus. And P, it stands for Paddy, I suppose. So P, it stands for Paddy, I suppose. P stands for Paddy, I suppose. I put an it in there. P, it stands for Paddy, I suppose. And then J for my love, John. J for my love, John. And then, and W stands for the false William or Willie-O. And W stands for the false Willie-O. And John, he is the fairest man. And Johnny is the fairest man. Or, but Johnny is the fairest one. let's do that part again. And P, it stands for Paddy, I suppose. And J for my love, John. W stands for the falls with you. Johnny is the fairest one. And Johnny is the fairest one, she said. Oh, Johnny is the fairest one. And I don't care what anybody says, for Johnny is the fairest one. So the next lines here that I just sang go. And Johnny is the fairest one, she said. And Johnny is the fairest one, she said. And Johnny is the fairest one. And I don't care what anybody says, but Johnny is the fairest one. Okay, so that again. And Johnny is the fairest one, she said. Johnny is the fairest one. And I don't care what anybody says, for Johnny is the fairest one. Then we go back to the beginning, and the rhythm that it went was da 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 da. So then we have, come sit you down on the grass, she said, and gather on the green. Okay, so that next part goes, come and sit you down by the grass, she said. Come sit you down by the grass, she said, together on the green. Together on the green. Been along 3/4 of a year or more since together we have been. So been along 3/4 of a year or more since together we have been. Okay, and again, come and sit you down on the grass, she said, together on the green. Been along 3/4 of a year or more since together we have been. So since together we have been, she said, since together we have been along 3/4 of a year or more since together we have been. Since together we have been, she said. Since together we have been along 3/4 of a year or more since together we have been. And then we go back to the chorus, thankfully. And P, it stands for Paddy, I suppose. And J for my love, John. W stands for the falls with you. Johnny is the fairest one. Oh, Johnny is the fairest one, she said. Oh, Johnny is the fairest one. And I don't care what anybody says, for Johnny is the fairest one. And now the next verse. Oh, I'll not sit with you, she said, nor be a lover of thine. Oh, I'll not sit with you, she said, nor be a lover of thine. And then the next piece. For I hear you're in love with another pretty girl, and your heart's no longer mine. For I hear you're in love with another pretty girl, and your heart's no longer mine. For I hear you're in love with another pretty girl, and your heart's no longer mine. And then we repeat that line. And your heart's no longer mine, she said. And your heart's no longer mine. For I hear you're in love with another pretty girl, and your heart's no longer mine. Okay, so this part again, we'll repeat it. Oh, I'll not sit with you, she said, nor be a lover of thine. For I hear you're in love with another pretty girl, and your heart's no longer mine. And your heart's no longer mine, she said. And your heart's no longer mine. For I hear you're in love with another pretty girl, and your heart's no longer mine. And P, it stands for Paddy, I suppose. And J for my love, John. W stands for the falls with you. And Johnny is the fairest man. Oh, Johnny is the fairest one, she said. Johnny is the fairest one. Oh, I don't care what anybody says, for Johnny is the fairest one. So because there's a few versions of the song, each time I sing it, because I'm not paying so much attention to the exact words, more the gist of the story, the way that it's coming through, the emotion, at least I have one version of it coming out right. So if it's a mixture of 2, 3, 4, 5 versions of different words that are available, because this thing was not written for so long and was written by different sources, you're going to have different versions, and it's completely fine. So don't worry too much about that. If 1 or 2 words change or something like that, a line changes a little bit, There are some extra parts to this as well. There's a longer version that it goes, that I don't personally sing, but it goes, and I will climb a tall, tall tree and I'll rob a wild bird's nest. And then I'll come down with what I find there to the arms that I like best, to the arms that I like best, my dear, to the arms that I like best. Yes, I'll climb right down and run straight home to the arms that I like best. And that would have been the last line of this thing. Okay, now that you kind of know how it goes, you can listen to the recorded version. We'll go over it one more time, and hopefully you'll kind of know how this works. So even if you're never going to perform these things, these are folk songs, so they should be sung at home. They should be sung to children, just when you're doing chores, dishes, when you're doing manual labor is when these songs were used to help the time go by faster, entertain guests, when people go over to each other's houses. They bring a talent or something to, talk about, do. This would be one of those things. And so if you're just like, I'm a terrible singer, I can't do it. Look, I even used to say that about myself, and obviously not true, because the more you practice, the better you get. And even still, as long as you're translating the song properly and it sounds like a song, you're doing good. So don't be too hard on yourself. Let's go from the beginning. As I walked out on a May morning to take a pleasant walk, I sat me down by an old oak tree for to hear two lovers talk, for to hear what they might say, might hear, or to hear what they might say, so that I might know a little more about love before I go away. And P, it stands for Paddy, I suppose, and J for my love, John. W stands for the falls with yo, but Johnny is the fairest one. Oh, Johnny is the fairest one, she said. Oh, Johnny is the fairest one, and I don't care what anybody says, for Johnny is the fairest one. Come sit you down on the grass, she said. Together on the green, been along 3/4 of a year or more since together we have been. Since together we have been, she said. Since together we have been along 3/4 of a year or more since together we have been. And P, it stands for Paddy, I suppose, and J for my love, John. W stands for the falls with yo, but Johnny is the fairest one. Oh, Johnny is the fairest one, she said. Oh, Johnny is the fairest one, and I don't care what anybody says, for Johnny is the fairest one. Oh, I'll not sit with you, she said, nor be a lover of thine, for I hear you're in love with another pretty girl, and your heart's no longer mine, and your heart's no longer mine, she said. And your heart's no longer mine, for I hear you're in love with another pretty girl, and your heart's no longer mine. And P, it stands for Paddy, I suppose, and J for my love, John. W stands for the falls with yo, but Johnny is the fairest one. Oh, Johnny is the fairest one, she said. Oh, Johnny is the fairest one, and I don't care what anybody says, for Johnny is the fairest one. My tips for you to be able to memorize this faster is listen to it on repeat, the recording of this, like a little tip like that. And then when you have that pretty clearly down, understood, well grasped, then you should go to the words and probably start with the chorus because it is repetitive. And then I would go through the verses in order so that you remember them in order. And that's it. Yeah, then just feel really comfortable with it. After you hear it so many times and memorize it so well, you should be fine. Some people learn better by listening. You guys have it easier. Some people learn better by reading. You guys have it more difficult because you need to spend more time with the paper, but it's still doable. Yeah, and the important thing is that you know the origins of the story, because every time that you should sing a song, you should be explaining where it comes from ideally. I mean, if we're doing a whole set, maybe not every single song, if there's not time, patience. But as often as possible, I would go and tell the origins of the song, when it was written, where it was written, who wrote it, if we have all this information, what it was about, so that when people listen to it, they appreciate it more and really understand. And it's not just a random song. It has meaning, because that's why these songs are written. Memories, history, things were tracked, calculated, remembered by the history of this music, because it's not just modern things that people write because they're whatever reason. This is historical music, meaning that if we want to remember the past, we should remember the music that came from the past as well. That is all for me today. Thank you for learning. P stands for Paddy in your Irish music class, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to memorize it, practice it, feel confident, happy, and really just be yourself. This is all about self-expression, and follow the rules of the songs. Don't change the rhythm completely. Put your own personality, but don't abuse your rights of freedom with these traditional songs because they're not originals. They are traditional, so we must respect the tradition, please and thank you. Okay, I will see you in the next one. Happy singing. Bye.